wasn't supposed to open the door. But when you hear your dead wife's voice calling your name at 3 a.m., you don't think. You just move.
Not?
Help me, please.
That voice, it was hers, exactly hers, but Sarah died 6 months ago. I watched them lower her casket into the ground.
This isn't funny. Who the hell is out there?
Slow me. It's me. I'm cold. Let me in.
My hand hovered over the lock. Every cell in my body screamed not to do it. But my fingers twisted the knob anyway.
If this is some sick joke...
The door creaked open. The porch was empty. Except for one thing. A single wet footprint, still dripping.
Behind you.
I spun around. The hallway was dark. But something was standing at the end of it. Something that wasn't Sarah.
You know, what the hell are you?
You let me in. Now I stay.
The thing took a step forward. Its skin peeled like old wallpaper. Its smile stretched too wide.
No, this...
The door slammed shut behind me. The lights went out. And then I heard it. The sound of something crawling up the stairs.
You shouldn't have opened the door.
The crawling got faster, closer. I backed into the wall, fumbling for my phone. The screen lit up just in time to see... right in front of me.
Oh, God.
Too late.
The screen went black. The house fell silent. And then, a whisper in my ear.
I missed you.
The next morning, the neighbors called the cops. They found the front door wide open, the house empty, except for one thing. A single, wet footprint leading back inside.
You hear about that guy on Elm Street?
Yeah, they say his wife's voice was the last thing he ever heard.
Weird thing is, she's been dead for years.
And now, if you listen close, you might hear her too.
Help me, please.
But whatever you do, don't open the door.
Dude, pick up your phone.
My phone buzzed on the nightstand. The screen lit up with a number I didn't recognize.
Hello?
You left me outside.
The line went dead. My hands shook. That voice, it wasn't Sarah anymore. It was something worse.
Yo, you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost.
She's calling me.
Who?
You know who.
The voice didn't come from the phone this time. It came from the closet.
No.
The closet door creaked open. Inside, a single hanger swayed. And beneath it, another wet footprint.
You can't ignore me forever.
Dude, what the hell are you staring at?
He couldn't see it, but I could. The hanger wasn't empty anymore. Something was wearing Sarah's favorite dress.
We need to leave, now.
We bolted for the door, but the second we stepped outside, the street lights flickered, and at the end of the road...
You can't run.
She was standing there, smiling that same impossible smile.
What the F?
He's mine.
The streetlights died. The night swallowed us whole. And the last thing I heard before the screaming started was the sound of wet footsteps.
Coming home.
The next morning, the cops found my friend's car abandoned. Engine still running, driver's seat empty. Behind the passenger's side, one more footprint. Dot. One more footprint. Maybe you. Maybe me. But one thing's for sure. She's not done yet.
I'm waiting.
And if you listen too closely, you might just hear something else. The slow, wet sound of footsteps.
always waiting.
So if you ever hear a voice you recognize calling from the dark, no matter how much it sounds like someone you loved, do yourself a favor.
Let me in.
Don't. I shouldn't have opened the door, but the knocking wouldn't stop, and the voice on the other side, it was mine.
Let me in. I'm you from tomorrow.
The man standing in the rain looked exactly like me. Same face, same clothes, same scar above the eyebrow, but his eyes were black, not dark, not shadowed, just empty.
You have to listen. In 12 hours, you're gonna die unless you do exactly what I say.
I slammed the door, my heart pounded. The knocking started again.
Open the door. You don't have time.
I peeked through the blinds, he was gone. But something else stood there now. Tall, thin, its fingers tapped against the wood. Too long, too many.
He lied to you.
The voice came from behind me, inside my house.
You don't have 12 hours. You have 6.
I turned. A woman stood in my kitchen. Her mouth stretched too wide when she smiled.
And he's not the real one. I am.
The lights flickered. The knocking grew louder. The thing outside started laughing.
She's lying.
He's lying.
The walls trembled, the air turned cold, and then the power went out.
You should have listened. Now it's too late.
The knocking turned into pounding. The door shook. Wood splintered.
Run up, run.
I stumbled backward, hitting the counter. Something grabbed my wrist, cold, wet. Too many fingers.
Too late. Too late.
The front door burst open. A gust of wind howled inside, carrying the smell of rotting meat. The man, the one who looked like me, stood in the doorway. But his face, it was melting.
You were supposed to run.
The woman's grip tightened. Her nails dug into my skin.
He's not here to save you. He's here to take your place.
The man stepped forward, his jaw unhinged. A sound like radio static spilled out.
You should have opened the door when I told you.
The lights flickered back on. For a second, I saw them clearly. The woman's hollow eyes, the man's dripping skin, and behind them, a third figure, taller, watching.
Oh, good. He's here.
The lights died again. The air turned thick. Something whispered in my ear. A voice that wasn't human.
Tick-tock.
Then, silence.
You're almost out of time.
I spun around. The third figure stood inches from my face. No eyes. Just smooth, stretched skin where they should have been.
He doesn't want your life. He wants your voice.
The man with my face lunged forward, hands clawing at my throat.
Give it to me.
I choked, my vision blurred. The woman laughed, a sound like breaking glass.
Too easy.
Then, a new sound. A phone ringing. My phone. On the counter. The screen lit up the room. The caller ID said, ME.
Answer it.
The hands around my neck loosened. The figures froze, heads tilting toward the phone.
No. Don't.
I grabbed it, answered. The voice was mine, but different, desperate. The call cut off. The screen went black. When I looked up, the figures were gone, but the front door, it was wide open. Rain poured in, and standing in the doorway,
Wrong choice.
a little girl, soaking wet, smiling with needle-thin teeth.
Now we play? Thought you should have hung up.
Behind her, shadows thickened. Shapes moved in the rain. Too many arms, too many eyes, but my legs wouldn't move. The girl reached out. Her fingers brushed my wrist,
Tut.
and the world went silent. No rain, no breathing, just the slow, distant sound of a phone ringing somewhere in the dark.